Recording. Share my screen over here, my handsome face. There we go. We're working all good here. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So yeah, so today we're going to talk about a couple of client acquisition strategies. Okay. And because we got you in the channel today, I actually have a couple of strategies that I've been using specifically for credit repair companies that have been proven to work really, really well. So I'll just go over those. I have my notes over here. Let me share my screen. Let me pull up a whiteboard and let's get right into this. Can you see that? Can you see my screen over here?
Yep, the whiteboard. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. So obviously, like we were talking about before, Mo put up this amazing Instagram post over here. See over here.
Excuse me, Blade. I don't mean
Yeah.
to interrupt you, but are we supposed to be seeing something on a screen?
Can you see this whiteboard over here?
Oh, is this supposed to be a whiteboard?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just double checking. Yeah, I could see it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just a blank screen right now. We're gonna get into it. Don't worry.
Perfect. Thank you.
So first thing over here is that Mo really put up an excellent ad over here. Was I able to see that? I don't know how well you guys can see it over here, but let me see if I can pop it up.
Yes,
I
yes.
do wanna
Sorry, I
share
can see
this
it.
with the recording here because I thought this was like fantastic to be able to use. You know, the way I see it is that like 5K a month, you really shouldn't be spending too much on ads. You're gonna want to use some more organic ways to get clients. And I'll talk about that in a few, but kind of when you go above 10K a month is when you actually is that actually when you want to start running some ads. But let me show you over here. I do want to show this guys what this ad looked like over here. So let me share my screen over here. And I thought this was phenomenal. So Mo over here made a perfect ad over here. It's a meme. Meme ads are honestly one of my favorites because it blends in with the feed kind of nice. So it doesn't seem like it's an ad at first when you're scrolling down through Instagram. It doesn't, when as soon as let's say you're watching TV, all right, when a commercial pops up, what's the first thing that you probably do? Usually me is like, hey, I want to go use the bathroom. I want to go get some snacks or whatever it might be, just to not watch that commercial. So by inherent nature, as soon as we see an ad, as soon as we see a commercial, we just want to just tune off. So when you're able to blend in some sort of ad to make it seem like it's a regular part of the feed on Instagram and Facebook by maybe using a meme over here, by using pictures of yourself, by using images of like family, friends, things that can relate to them, and it doesn't necessarily blend, and it blends in with the feed, doesn't necessarily look like an ad. Those are ultimately going to perform a lot better than when you are doing things that really look ad-like, you know. So this is a phenomenal one. I love using memes. A couple of things about this though, when I'm running these ads, and one of my mentors actually taught me about this, is that when you're running ads, you're gonna find that your cost per acquisition is gonna be significantly decreased the more engagement that ad has. The way all these platforms work, and it's kind of important, the way all these platforms really work is that the easier it is for this Facebook ad to go out, and the more we keep people on the platform. So that means the more engagement, the more people are actually looking and commenting on that ad, the easier it is for that ad to go out, because Facebook inherently, they want people to stay on the platform. They want people to use the platform. So like I said, the more that you can get people to engage and really laugh and watch that ad, the more it's going to go out, the more the impressions will go out at a cheaper rate. So which is what I'm saying is that memes, videos, slideshows do very, very well, because when they go through the slideshow, it takes a little bit for them to go to the next section. And usually at the end of the slideshow, put like some sort of video. What I'm trying to say with this is that when you're putting out these ads, for example, this meme over here, which I love, which I'm absolutely crazy about, is that on this meme, I would make sure that you respond to every single comment and really try to drive engagement in the comment section below here. Already I can see over here, you do have a significant amount of comments over here, mainly because everybody thought this was so funny, this ad, like I did too, see me commenting over there. But when anybody comments on your ads, and this goes regardless to paid ads and just organic social media posting, what you're gonna want to make sure is that you're commenting back and liking every single person's comment on here. like I said, it's only going to boost the algorithm. So over here, respond to this, maybe even responding with some questions to be able to get engagement going on here. One of my favorite things to do is that when I put out an ad, is I have 2 people commenting on the ad and monitoring the ad. First thing I can set up is with ManyChat is you can set up a bot that responds to every comment dynamically. So you can set up ManyChat. I don't know if you ever get to ManyChat. Oops, go back to here. Shit. You can set up ManyChat to have an auto comment on here. ManyChat. You can set up ManyChat to auto comment on all these posts on here. So whenever somebody comments on here, you can have it dynamically saying, and it's going to be changing, so that automatically just responds to all those comments. All it's going to do is just going to drive engagement. What I also set up is I also have a VA that goes to all these comments and specifically talks something kind of negative. Okay, so I have one VA or one bot that just responds and kind of drives some engagement, but I have another VA that talks a little bit negatively on these comments over here. Because what I found is that negative comments are really what strikes out the most engagement. Let me make a quick comparison. One of my buddies, he has a Facebook group, he's a contractor. Okay, he has a Facebook group, and all he does is he posts about the latest drama, news articles, things like that on his Facebook group. Because he finds that drama and news articles and things like that really significantly get people to want to engage, gets the crowd going. So all he does to really promote his construction business is he just creates a community centered around news and drama, and then he becomes known as that go-to construction company. So all these people are constantly engaging in his Facebook group, constantly talking drama, news, and things like that. And then whenever somebody needs something fixed in their house, he's the go-to because he already has like 2,000 people in his group. He's the go-to. He's the go-to guy in his construction company in that Facebook group. And every one of those 2,000 members, 3,000 members in that Facebook group always goes to him for construction, for any construction needs. Okay, so it kind of plays off with this little ad over here. Is really just honing in on making sure that you drive engagement in the ads, because that, like I said, brings down the cost per acquisition, brings down the cost per impressions, allowing you to just broadcast that ad out a lot further. But yeah, let's talk about a couple of alternate strategies to ultimately just get some more clients into your pipeline over here.
So Blade, I have a question before you move on from that.
Mhm.
With if you have an IG post that's performing well,
Mhm.
would you boost that post or use the engagement from that post?
I would
As a boost
absolutely
ad?
boost it.
Boost it. Okay.
So Instagram, when you're posting on your Instagram, it's gonna show every now and then that this post did 70% better than your other posts. If you're just scrolling through your Instagram, like I'm looking through mine right now, I scroll down a little bit and I see one over here. This one does way better than the other one, and we recommend you should boost this post, pretty much is what it's saying. Whenever it says that, it kind of gives you a good indication on what posts to boost. And I don't really recommend putting too much money behind boosted posts. Maybe like most 10, $50, $10 a day, $50 a lifetime. So not really too much, just enough for that ad to really broadcast out to all your followers, and also to be able to find more followers, bring more people in. One of my favorite ways of kind of broadcasting these ads is hitting 2 fields in particular, is hitting website visitors and then some sort of lookalike audience. Okay, so when you're running these ads, let me just kind of speak on this real quick about audiences. The ranked from highest quality to the least quality over here. So the highest quality, the top people that you want to send your ads out to is first website visitors. Website visitors. Okay. Next thing that you want to hit is some sort of lead list. Then social media engagers. Okay. So first,
I have a question.
absolutely, Zaya.
So, would you suggest when having content out for ads, would you suggest to do organic or when you pay for it?
Kind of depends on what your budget is looking like. So you can get results a lot faster when you start paying for it. But when you are obviously when you're running organic traffic, you don't have to pay for it, but it's going to take a little bit longer. So ultimately, it depends on your budget, which is why I'm on the works of creating a checklist. 0 to 5 to 10 to 25 to 50 to 100K, and kind of showing exactly what you need to do. So if your business is reducing like anywhere under 5K, you might not necessarily be ready to start running some ads, in which case more of these organic client acquisition methods will really work for you. Maybe every now and then boosting a couple of posts to really bring more leads in. But if you're 5K and plus, 10K and plus a month, then running ads is kind of mandatory for you, because you're gonna find that the more you run ads, the more Facebook is going to force you to rely on spending money in their platform. Which is why I'm saying is that if your budget isn't necessarily ready to run ads just yet, as soon as you start boosting some posts, you're gonna realize that if you're not consistently boosting posts like every week, the impressions that you're constantly sending out is gonna decrease, because Facebook wants you to continuously spend more and more money with them. But then again, once you are spending more money with Facebook, it's going to reward you accordingly, and it's going to send out your ads and your social media profile out to more people. So let me kind of give you an example over here. When I first started out my business, I was posting as many videos as possible. This is how I kind of figured out how everything worked. I was posting as many videos as possible about a range of different things, all the way from Facebook ads, Google ads, to content, to systems, to AI. And I was really just honing in and figuring out what exactly people want to see. Okay. And based upon that, I found out that people really like Facebook ads. So what I did is I started running some traffic, boosting the posts that people are most engaged with. The reason why I'm saying this in these steps is because before I started boosting these ads, boosting these posts, what I would do is I would put up as much social media posts as possible with a wide range of different offers, mainly to hone in on exactly what is actually producing the most revenue for you. Okay. And then once I understood my offer a whole lot better, that's when I started allocating a budget to my ads. So, for example, let's say you have a fashion brand, okay? Let's say you have a fashion brand and you're selling skirts, sweatshirts, and shoes. What I would do is, if my budget isn't necessarily ready or too high yet, is I would figure out exactly what people convert to. Okay, is it skirts, is it sweatshirts, or is it shoes? And I'll post most of these. I'll post a bunch of videos and content about shirts, sweatshirts, skirts, and shoes. Ultimately, figuring out what people engage more to. That might take like a week for me or a week or two to really hone in on what people convert to. In retrospect, what you could do is, if you do have the budget, you can run a simple traffic ad to these 3 different offers that you have over here. Ultimately, this depends on your budget, but you can boost 3 different offers over here. Run a bunch of traffic to them, get like a quick 1,000 impressions on them, and really figure out what people engage with a lot quicker. But if you're not ready to have that budget yet, I would recommend just going the social media posting method, in which case you're just posting a shit ton of content in regards to those 3 different offers, really figuring out what people convert to, and then when you figure out the offer exactly, then start boosting the ads. The ads are really a way to just get the result a lot quicker and bring a whole bunch of visitors to that ad a whole lot quicker. Kind of make sense? I hope so.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, what I'm saying is just hone in on your offer first, then start running some ads. Ads is just a way to just bring in a whole lot of impressions, and I'm using the word impressions as people that visit your stuff. Every single time a person visits your social media post, Facebook considers that as an impression, as somebody just visiting your thing. So when you start making it to that, I mean, like I said, split testing is very simple. Really just finding out what people engage to more, what people are clicking on more, what gets the most likes. Okay, and then once you understand what people get the most likes, then you kind of start ready. Then you are ready to start running some ads to it. And the way I would run these ads to it is kind of keep it as simple as possible. Okay. First things that you're going to want to hit based upon the highest quality, people are most likely to convert, like the least quality, the people least likely to convert, is first website visitors. That's the top one that you're probably going to mandatory want to start running. Next thing is some sort of lead list. So people that have maybe bought into some sort of training, gave you an email in exchange for some sort of ebook, maybe have filled out a form but have abandoned the cart, haven't purchased just yet. People that have scheduled a consultation with you but haven't shown up. All these people are leads, potential people that want to buy your product or service, but for some reason they haven't yet bought into it. Next thing is social engagers, people that visit your social media but haven't yet converted or scheduled an appointment yet. And then, so website visitors obviously being the highest quality, lead list second, social engagers third. After that, you're going to have 1% lookalikes of all of that. So 1% lookalike of website visitors. Then you're going to have a 1% lookalike of lead list. Then a 1% lookalike of social engagers. Cool. And now what this is really doing too is when you start running some traffic and you are tracking it with the pixel, what this does is Facebook's algorithm is really, really powerful. So the more traffic that you send to the pixel, and the more the pixel understands what type of people are more likely to click on your ad, schedule an appointment, and ultimately convert into a hopefully a client or a customer. So the more traffic that you send to this pixel, the more it actually learns, the more it actually develops. And when you run an ad, you're going to find that if this pixel is kind of warmed up, if it's connected to like your Instagram, for example, if it's running a lot of traffic through it, you're going to find that your targeting is going to become a lot more loose, as in you're not necessarily going to need to specifically target cold audiences anymore. So once you kind of run a couple of audiences like this, once you warmed up your pixel is going to start to understand who are most likely to convert. So when I run my ads, is I'm probably going to hit these audiences over here. I'm probably going to create one campaign. This is how I run it. I'll probably create one campaign over here with just these type of audiences. Okay. I'll probably create, and then depending on your budget, I'll probably create another audience, maybe with a couple of cold audiences over here. In which case, I might be targeting, like I'm gonna use credit repair because that's my specialty over here. Is I'm probably gonna target, homes.com, and then narrow it down to people that also have seen or are interested in Credit Karma. Then I'm also probably going to run another cold audience that's going to be specifically no targeting at all. No targeting. I'm going to call this blank. Okay. And you're going to find that this one over here, let's say we're doing like $10 a day on each one of these. Okay. You're going to find that homes.com, Credit Karma, yeah, you're probably going to get a couple of leads pretty cheap here. Let's say it starts out at like $10 over here. And maybe no target blank, this is probably going to be like $20 per lead. I'm just using numbers loosely over here. But then what you're going to find is that as you're running ads on here multiple days, weeks at a time, you're going to find that the cost per acquisition, $10 over here, is going to start to increase over here as you are utilizing more and more of this audience. So the way it works is that you're bidding for a specific audience on Facebook ads. You're bidding on sending your ad out to people that are interested in homes.com and Credit Karma. Let's say that this might only have 100,000 people on this one over here. 100K. So the more that you're sending this ads out to, the more frequency, the more frequency that people are actually seeing this ad on this specific audience over here, the cost of acquisition is going to increase. So you might know muting yourself really quick. Here, I'm muting. The more that this one over here will start to increase, and you're gonna find that the more that this targeting option or blank over here, the pixels going to do really well over here. It's going to start to learn a lot better, and this cost for acquisition over here is going to lower. So the way I kind of set up my ads is I use this audience over here, this one over here, and I use this one over here as a way to really train the pixel, okay? As a way to train the pixel, and after a week or two, you're going to find that this is going to go up, and that the no targeting blank one is going to start to go down a lot more, okay? And what you're going to want to do eventually is get to the point where you're completely just crossing this one out and you're just relying on the pixel and then maybe retargeting website visitors, okay? But that's going to take some time, obviously. It might take like a week or two, maybe even 3, depending on your budget and how soon you can get to 1,000, maybe 20,000 impressions. Does that kind of make sense really quick before I move on?
Yes, it does.
Beautiful.
For if you're using a boosted post to get some of these social engagers, would that work the same way?
Absolutely, but this is the thing. I don't always recommend boosting a post because you're not necessarily able to get these targeting options. If you want to do it from your phone, you could use the the ads manager. Well, you can see that, but they make an ad that's the ads manager, in which case you can actually specifically target homes.com, narrow down to Credit Karma. But if you're simply just boosting a post, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It really depends on how warmed up your pixel is. Okay. And really to warm up that pixel so I can truly understand from its algorithm on where I should send this ad out to, you're going to need to run a couple of ads where it's like this, where you're training the pixel on how to send these ads out to.
Okay.
So when you're first starting to do it, I highly recommend that you do it on the business manager. And all you're gonna do is boost posts. There's on the ads manager. I can pull up right now really quick. Is you're just going to use an existing post rather than creating a new post. This way you keep all the same comments. You can keep all that. You can keep all the engagement on there, and that post is eventually going to get a whole lot more comments. Obviously, you get a bunch more followers and things like that. So yes, use an existing post. And another thing too, before I kind of move on from what you said over here, is let me share my screen one more time over here, because this post over here, let's say you're gonna run an ad to this one. Can you see my screen right now, or I'm showing the clown?
Yeah, I got you.
Great. So over here, before you actually run an ad to this over here, I would do a couple of things to improve it. Excuse me. First thing I would do is I'd format this a little bit. I'll format this a little bit better. So I would be like, don't be like this guy. It's been 3.5 years since anyone is required to make any payments on their student loans. And I might do another paragraph over there. The IS help is available. New paragraph, student loan payment resume in less than 2 weeks, or resume in less than 2 weeks. If you don't already have a plan of action, get help. I would just space it out a lot better. And then what I'll also do is I'll change around the copy a little bit. Several reasonable payment options available. Click the link in the bio, schedule call, schedule options. Yeah, so right before I click the link in the bio to schedule a call, I would have that at the very bottom. Obviously formatted a little bit better. And don't be like this guy. It's been 3.5 years since anyone was required to make a payment on the student loans. There is help available. I would change this up a little bit, which is why I love ChatGPT over here. So go into chat. And I can share this right now. This thing is amazing. Whoever's on here, definitely make sure you save this. I'm gonna add it to the chat really quick. This is a bunch of ChatGPT prompts that will ultimately just help you a whole lot. If you scroll down to here, I like to use this add one over here. Here you go. Perfect ads. And I would create. I'll copy this one. I'll go over to here. And I'm going to grab your copy over here. Let's see what ChatGPT can make out of it. Quick. Grab that. Now let me grab over here, create the actual amazing ad portion over here. Second. Alright, let me stop sharing that. Make the actual ad over here. So couple things I'll right at the back, is I'll definitely add a couple of more emojis. Emojis make me pop. Another thing too is I'll go over to Yay text. What this allows you to do is allows you to change out the font that you're using on it.
Got it.
So I would probably, especially the call to action, when you click my bio to schedule a call, I would definitely go over here and I would like use this to make it bold. Just so it pops a little more. Something like this, or you definitely want to make, I always make the headline on top and the bottom call to action bold. Here we go, right here.
Got it.
Something like that. And I would also make sure I have my website underneath that too. What was your website called?
Upstatuscredit.com.
Okay, so that's easy enough for people to just read it really quick and just put into the URL.
Okay.
So I would definitely probably click the link in my bio to schedule a call, or I would like schedule a call, click below to schedule a call. And I would have the actual site down below there, upstatuscredit.com. And I would make sure this is formatted a little bit better. It's what ChatGPT came up with. Audience insights. I love ChatGPT. It does an excellent job really helping you get the audience over here. Likes authentic testimonials, interactive advertising.
Those short form videos, the prompts came from ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It gives you amazing ideas on how to create a couple of ads over here. For example, like basic version, hook static image of a word soon with a huge amount of debt, new numbering, a number hovering over, drowning student loans, you're not alone. What was it say? Great. And I love ChatGPT. It gives you all the ad and copy variation over here. But I'm trying to get one that has a couple more emojis on here. There we go. Almost popping up profile over here. Yeah, like I was going to probably change that. Let's go over here.
We could use the urgency as well in there to highlight that, because the whole idea is that the student loan repayment begins in less than 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. 5 ads, highlighting. That should be a lot better. You got your back original thing, what you're saying. Yeah, this is why I love ChatGPT over here. But I do want to be able to add a couple of emojis onto here. So let's say we have dust. Like add 5, so add 5, add a couple emojis and format it for a face. Whole lot better there. So see how over here it's like really short and straight to the point. One thing I would change around here is definitely making this a lot shorter and formatting it so it has proper spacing, so it's a whole lot easier to read. You know, when people kind of see this, a big blurb of a paragraph, people kind of just skim right through it. They don't really read too much, which is what I was saying is, in addition to formatting it right and also bolding specific call to actions in the headline, who's going out to, that's all going to help. So in the very beginning, the way I usually run my ads is, let me share my screen right here again, is I always kind of set my ads like this. Regardless if it's even if it's a video as well too. The way I set up my ads and my content is I set it up with call to action, I don't know, offer, and who this is for on top. So it's like attention, students, college students drowning in debt. Middle part is the offer. I mean, how we can help. How we can help / offer / problem solving. But in the beginning is who is this for is more important. Who's this for? Or who are you trying to get attention of? The middle part is how we can help, offer, problem. Then why us? Then call to action. Now this format I've been using for not just like ads, but for content as well too. I've been using this for Instagram, YouTube, Instagram Shorts, everything. You know, this is what kind of has been proven. You know, at the very beginning, calling out who should really be looking at this ad. Hey, attention college students. Middle of that, hey, we have this amazing program that can help you alleviate some of this debt over here. Next one over here, we've successfully helped 10,000 students alleviate almost more than $1 million worth of debt, whatever. And the final section is like schedule a consultation down below, in which case and what I always love saying when I talk about consultations is schedule a stress-free consultation that I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do, regardless of if we partner up or not. And I always kind of stress that because that decreases the barrier of friction and makes it a lot easier for people to want to schedule a call with you. So sure. I mean this format over here. Here, me actually go over here. Change out the copy. Copy to be in this format. Actually, is amazing. It's amazing. So whenever you are, excuse me?
I was agreeing with you. Like, yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Whenever you're making a short reel, you know, really when TikTok came out, it kind of screwed us all up because people don't really have an attention span anymore. So you got to make sure that within not even the first, like I used to say 7 seconds, first 10 seconds, you got to share the offer within the first like 3 to 5 seconds. People need to know who this is for. You know, people need to have some sort of value that grabs their attention right off the bat. Because if you don't, they're going to keep on swiping, just like everything else. So right over here, this kind of just immediately puts it into a nice format over here that I would change it out to. Who is this for? I mean, obviously I wouldn't have this on here. I would just have attention college students. You know, I wouldn't have this and bold. I wouldn't have this. But attention college students drowning in debt, feeling overwhelmed with looming loan payments. We're here to guide you through flexible, tailored solutions that align with financial goals. Why us? With years of experience, you successfully help countless students navigate the world of student loans. Let us be the lighthouse in your financial storm. Tap now to secure your financial future. We can be like change the call to action to XYZ. You know, change call to action to say that we will show them on a call how to solve this regardless if we partner up or not. Rather.
Show me your chat GPT screen. I can't see your prompt.
Oh, you can't see my bad. We're switching back and forth and moving track here. All right, so beautiful. So what I did over here is I was, hey, give me this ad that we just talked about over here in this format. And I was like, who's this for? How we can help, why us, and then call to action. That's why I found that just works. And it changes it up over here. Who's this for? Attention college students drowning in debt, feeling overwhelmed with looming loan payments. We're here to guide you through flexible, tailored solutions that align with your financial goals. Why us? With years of expertise to successfully help countless students navigate the world of student loans, let us be a lighthouse in your financial storm. Call to action, tapping out to secure your financial future. Obviously, the things in bold over here, like who is this for? This over here, how can we help? Why us? Call to action. Don't put that in the actual ad, obviously, but make sure you have all the other stuff in there. Now I asked them to change it up. That's saying, hey, I'll hop on a call and it's gonna be a stress-free call. Doesn't matter if you partner up or not. I'm still gonna show you exactly what you need to do. And over here it says, join us for a call. Will show you the way forward. Whether you partner up or not, don't miss out on this opportunity. Okay, it should actually be a click below to hop on a call. Change it. It's to click below to hop on a call. Simple. So that image that you have over here, this image over here, I love this image. Like I said, I love this being over here. So I think it's phenomenally. But I would change out the copy on it to this format. You know, because obviously you want to do all those small little changes that's going to make the ad convert as successful as possible. You know, even when it comes to your entire business, all you're really doing is you're making small little automations here, over there, automating this sequence, automating this onboarding sequence, all these little 1% things that's overall going to make the entire picture really, really great. And you realize the more you're automating, the more you're running ads like this, the more you put more systems in place, you're pushing yourself out of the business. And the more you push yourself out of the business, you're going to find out that your revenue is going to grow staggeringly. All right, cool. So like I said, I would change this out. I'll add this copy and I'll replace it exactly with this. Okay, with a nice call to action. Maybe even putting your phone number on the ad, or maybe even putting obviously putting your website on the ad as well too. And then boosting that post from the business manager, like we said. A couple of things when you are running ads like that, boosting posts, is that I always say don't do stupid shit. And I really want to make sure I get into something else, the other client acquisition strategies as well, but I want to make sure this is super important, okay? Super, super important. Is that I always say don't do stupid shit, as in, for a second, pop over here, is really ultimately just previewing the ad before it goes out. Is I see so many people, you know, I had this one fitness brand, they hired me to consult for them, and they're offering a nutrition supplement, okay? And you know how Facebook's feed looks, you know, you got, if you're on desktop, you got the feed over here with a bunch of pictures over here, and then you got the little column over here with a couple of little small ads over here. So what they were doing is they had a picture where they had a bunch of people in the gym, and they're all pointing at this nutritional supplement. And it was a bunch of people over here. It was a big ad, and this ad took up like, all right, so like that's, I'm a terrible draw right now, but there's a picture of people over here, people over here, people over here, and they're all just pointing to this little image over here, and they're all pointing to that. And the problem is that this is on the feed over here, but they also have a right column over here. So they would take this picture over here and they would put it into the right column. The right column is a lot smaller. So it was almost impossible to see this image, and what this image actually was a nutritional supplement. So I pretty much cut their cost per acquisition almost by half, just by replacing where these ads are being shown up on and reformatting the way the images was. So over here, instead of showing this entire picture, I was just showing just the nutritional supplement on the actual right column, and instantly the cost per acquisition just chopped right in half. So that's kind of a couple of things I'm saying, like, don't do stupid shit, preview the ad and stuff like that, Facebook and Instagram, they both pop up as different things, so Facebook, you got the text over here, whereas on actual Instagram, you got the text over here, whereas Facebook, you got like 3 lines over here, I'm pretty sure, and Instagram, you got 2 lines over here. So your call to action is going to change, the offer over here might take up 3 lines, where the offer over here, you might need to make it a little bit more concise and only take up 2 lines over here. Because like I said, the image gets them to read the title, which gets them to read the description, which gets them to eventually click the ad and go to your funnel. So over here, when you're running this ad over here on Facebook in comparison to Instagram, is that this over here, the headline over here, needs to be shorter than that of Facebook. Okay. So pretty much I'm saying is just make sure that you're always previewing the ad on every single place that you put it out on. And I've always found is that ads always convert a lot better on specific places. So yeah, maybe when you're first starting out, you might want to do, because it even says placements on automatic placements, in which case it just shoots them out everywhere until Facebook finds out where it converts the best, based upon the algorithm and stuff. But I found that you can kind of skip that by just putting it on Facebook and Instagram feed, stories. Yeah, honestly, feed and stories performs the best. I don't think I've ever gotten a sale from anything that's not the feed and the stories. So if you just run the ads, and this is a kind of a little cheat code that not many people do, is if you just run the ads just to the feed and just to stories, that's going to perform a lot better than when you do automatic placements and it's sending out to everywhere, because that's just cutting your budget in half by diversifying where the ads are going out to, like the right column, marketplace, X, Y, and Z, all these different places. If you cut it just strictly just the feed and the stories, like where I found that it always converts the most at, that's gonna cut your budget by half, just saving a whole lot of money. All these don't do stupid shit is all just gonna make sure you save a lot of money. And in the long run, when you start scaling those ads up, it's gonna make a big difference. So I recommend kind of just implementing those systems in place now. But that's good enough for ads. Does that kind of make sense for now? Anything before we go on to the next topic I want to get into?
No, I appreciate you spending time on this. Thank you.
Beautiful. Now, another thing is, because I promised you guys that I was going to talk about some unorthodox, alternative marketing strategies. And I want to talk about 3 that are really, really important. First one being is influencer marketing. Okay. I've done a whole lot of this. Now, influencer marketing, honestly, just comes down to split testing really what influencer that you want. Let me give you a couple of success stories first, then I'll talk about how you can really find influencers and what they should be posting. First, influencers. I was working on this credit card company, okay, and we put out what I did is I set up a relationship between a Spanish DJ and a credit card company, in which case the credit card company would fix the Spanish DJ's credit for free in exchange for the Spanish DJ to post for like 24 to 48 hours a testimonial on his Instagram and on his story. So his feed and his story. And literally within 24 to 48 hours, that dude got 12 to 14 sales for his credit card company. And each time he does credit card, that's like $1,000. So he spent in expenses, I guess, maybe $600, maybe $1,000 fixing this guy's credit. And then based upon that, he was able to generate around 12 to 14K just by posting on this DJ's account. This DJ, I think he had like 250,000 followers, 250,000, maybe it's 300,000. I don't really know exactly. It wasn't like crazy millions and millions, but it was significant enough to make an impact, and obviously for him to make a quick 14K in a freaking day. I have another guy, he's a car dealership, and he kind of does the same thing. What he does is he needs to be able to bring in leads to his car dealership for his call center to call up, send out a text message blast for these people to come in to get these cars. And his offer is like, we get anybody approved. So what he did is he hopped on a bunch of meme pages, funny pages, joke pages, pages where overall everybody kind of looks at, these funny memes and stuff. And he put up a couple of posts saying, hey, we get everybody approved for for a car. And he was also able, I don't know how the exact numbers on here, but he was also able to generate a significant amount of money revenue just by posting on these Instagram pages about how he gets everybody approved. Worked phenomenally for him. All he had to pay, I think he paid, $300 to $500, and out of that $300 to $500, he might have got like 100 leads, and then I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 sales, which is all just money straight into his pocket. Is he really only spent $300? Now, an example for me is that for my software company, when I was strictly focusing just on software and tech on my CRM, is I would have this one influencer. His name is Damien Balik, I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. And when this guy would post, he's always posting on money-making opportunity, money-making tutorials on how you can do affiliate marketing, on how you can do X, Y, and Z. And I paid this guy maybe $500. Another time I might have paid him more, maybe $1,000 or something like that. And every single time I would post on here on his YouTube channel, he would explain how the CRM works, and how he was using it to grow his business, and a couple other things about the tools. But every single time he would post on it, it would immediately, right that day, it would bring me a quick sale. And throughout the following days, throughout the next week or two, it would be every other day, it would be bringing me more and more sales, and slowly it kind of dies down. But even then, I'm still, this is like a year or two ago, I was working with this guy, and I'm still getting calls to this day about a YouTube video that he put out a year or two ago. What I'm trying to say is that when they put out stuff on their feed, that's always going to be out there. Which I'm saying, organic content. I mean, I like organic content a lot better. I'd rather spend 10 grand on just putting organic content rather than spending 10 grand on just putting out paid ads. The reason being is because organic content stays on there forever, whereas paid ads, they only are on there when you pay for it. You know what I mean? So, influencer marketing, first of all, it works. When you're looking for influencers to market with, there's a couple of things that you really want to find out. I mean, there are sites that you can use, like, I don't know if it's like AI, but you're able to track the engagement. So there's sites that you can just paste their link onto the site and it'll track their engagement. So sites to track engagement. Okay. Next thing you'll want to find out. So obviously, first you want to make sure that they're a legit influencer. They have engagement. They make solid videos and things like that. Second thing that you really want to make sure is this kind of like fall to my brand? Well, people that are interested in fixing their student loans, will they be watching a guy that does paintball all day? Will they be watching a fitness guy? Maybe not. So, for example, like college students that want to clear their student loans, what are they? You got to be thinking like as if you're in their shoes. What type of influencer were they probably watching? I mean, me personally, if I did drop out of college, I think 4 or 5 years ago. But when I was a college student, what was I really looking at? I was probably online. I was looking at like memes, funny things like Kevin Hart. I was probably looking at things like Barstool Sports. I was probably looking at college football. I was probably looking at different alcohol to buy in the weekends. I was probably looking at influencers that maybe do taste tests for a different alcohol. I don't know. But all those are kind of unorthodox different influencers that you can hit up. Because or you already know, all credit report companies are probably looking up is I want to advertise with Credit Karma. I want to advertise with Experian. I want to advertise with Equifax. All those people. But if you got to go a little unorthodox wise, it's gonna be a lot cheaper. And you're going to be able to kind of because it's cheaper, you're going to be able to broadcast your message to more audiences. So if you hit up like a Barstool Sports, a couple of meme pages, alcohol brands, what else? What else is doing? I mean, you can do a ChatGPT. So I have let me share my screen really quick. And welcome, Annie. Let me share my screen really quick. I'm going to look up over here. I have a student loan. I'm just going to say forgiveness program. Come up with 10 different audiences that I should be advertising to so that college students will see my ad. Completely butchered the way how I spell advertising, but that's okay. Recent graduates. I mean, that's kind of obvious here. Parents of college students is kind of obvious. With recently, we advertised to a couple of theme pages and alcohol Instagram.
I was thinking of like incorporating some of the things like I do for day to day. So for instance, I'm a sneakerhead. So pairing up with some of the sneaker influencers online and saying, hey, you know, in order to get your shoes, you need to be purchasing on my credit card so that, you know, whatever, you get your rewards back. In exchange for that influencer, I would promote their products as well because I'm already wearing sneakers.
I love it.
I'm already wearing their gear. If they have a t-shirt brand, people with t-shirt brands, they're using a lot of their credit in order to get everything started. Or people who are purchasing their products, they're using credit to purchase their products. They're using the, 90 days, same as cash or whatever those websites are that say, hey, you can buy now and pay later. Well, saying buy now and paying later means that you don't have the funds right now, or it means that you're short on credit. So with those people that are purchasing those t-shirt brands, even a partnership with them, like, hey, I'll wear your t-shirt, I'll wear your gear. You just in exchange, you promote this.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. Plenty of college students are sneakerheads. Plenty of them. I know that a lot of my friends were. I mean, I wasn't too much, but you're absolutely right. Now you're thinking in behalf of the college student. That's what you got to do. That's why I'm creating an avatar is so important as well too. In the very beginning, we put up a prompt over here that asked us what's this audience about? Okay, this one's over here, 28, works out in the gym, takes weekly hiking trips, frequently tries out new fitness apps and gadgets, follows fitness influencers on social media. So one kind of crucial thing that I always do whenever I launch a new product or service or anything like that is I try to have a clear picture of who I'm advertising to. Now, even give them like a name. I'd be like, Jeff. Jeff is a sneakerhead that plays basketball with his friends on the weekend. That's just finishing up his undergraduate program. He might have, I don't know, a bachelor in like computer science or something like that. But every weekend he's going out, either going to a basketball game, he's playing basketball game. Maybe he hits a couple of parties on a Saturday night. But really getting into and figuring out exactly what that avatar does is ultimately going to allow you to really focus your marketing on a specific niche and allow you to just ultimately just laser target in on the type of person you want to bring in. And it's really, really cool. You might call it manifesting or whatever you want to call it. But by clearly picturing that person, you're going to find that exact person is going to be your clientele. If you take all those necessary steps, hitting up those sneakerhead influencers, and you have a clear understanding of who exactly you're advertising to, boom, those are the exact people that are going to be walking into your door, calling you up. It's awesome. It's really awesome. But here, I just popped up. I was like, hey, give me a couple of other unorthodox examples of people that are of college students that are checking out these meme pages, these fitness pages, Instagram pages, and a pop up of your travel bloggers, maybe gaming stuff. I know a lot of people game. I don't know, garden, comic, maybe. I don't know, way too crazy or comic. Fitness and wellness, I think that makes sense. Fashion and streetwear pages, just like you said, I think that makes perfect sense. Do you like craft pages? I'm not too crazy about that. But I definitely like the fitness. I definitely like the streetwear, and I definitely like the gaming as well too. Hitting up those type of influencers, I think those would be crucial. I think that'd be excellent. Okay. Let me kind of go back over to here though. I want to talk about a couple of other unorthodox way of getting some more client acquisition over here. So site study, track engagement. We said. What else we say? Making sure that they kind of format the ad the right way, making sure that they put yourself in the description. The main thing that you really want to figure out about these influencers is, hey, do the offer with the people that you're offering to, is their ideal avatars, your target market, the people that are watching that influencer, obviously, and obviously making sure that they're not a fake influencer as well by tracking their engagement, seeing they have enough comments, making sure that the comments are legit. It's not just It's not just the same comment every time, making sure it's actually pertaining to the video at hand, things like that, simple stuff that kind of often overlooked. That's influencer marketing. Let's go on to the next section over here. Don't have too much time left, but the next section over here is I want to talk about what's over here is I call it the snail mail client acquisition formula. I just call it snail mail. Now this is kind of overlooked, all right, but I've had a tremendous amount of success with snail mail. Okay, that might be seen as like simple or in the past thing to do, but let me tell you, snail mail works. A couple of things that you want to do when you do snail mail is you want to make sure you hand write the address, which sometimes is very tedious, but one of my real estate buddies taught me this, is when you handwrite their address, handwrite their name on it, it increases the open rates because it makes it seem like it's more personal, okay? Next thing that you want to do is actually in this snail mail, it depends on really what you're trying to go for, but let's say you're trying to get testimonials and referrals. What I would do in the snail mail is I would put $1. I put $1 in that envelope and I would tell them, hey, more to come if you leave a testimonial or referral. And I would make it very, very simple to refer. By leaving a QR code. I'll start QR code. Okay. I'll make it so stupid easy for people to refer and give you testimonials. I'll have a QR code on it, and I'll be like, hey, every single time you give me a referral, I'll give you $50, $100, whatever you want. If you leave me a video testimonial, I'll buy you like a Starbucks coffee of up to like $20. Okay. Or if you give me a written testimonial on doing a business, I'll give you, I don't know, a free Starbucks drink up to like $10. You know, I would have different levels. So a testimonial might be up to like $5, $10. Video testimonial might be up to like $20. I'll give them $30, or even $50, depending on how high ticket it is. And then if they if they give you a referral, they give you a friend or a family member that's also interested, obviously that's gonna be a lot more. But what you're doing over here is you're putting that dollar in there initially. By putting the dollar in there initially, yeah, it's gonna cost more, but you're gonna find that if you put $1 in there, they're a lot more likely to want to do the outcome that you're asking them to do. Because you already provided them with money. You're like, oh my gosh, this guy already gave me money and I didn't even do shit yet. Imagine if I actually do something, how much more money I can make with him. So what I'm saying is embark trust, embark personalization, make it personal with the person by handwriting the address, maybe signing the letter, put $1 in there, putting a QR code in there, having levels and tiers of how they can refer you, bring testimonials. And what's amazing about this, if you download the Starbucks app and let's say you want to give them a gift card, okay? If you do like a gift card of like $10, that $10 is not going to charge your card until they actually use it. So a lot of the times, honestly, is that you're giving out these free gift cards, these free Starbucks drinks. I want to say 30% of the time they're not going to freaking use it, and it's not going to charge you anyway, which is amazing. That's what I love about Starbucks. I don't know if Dunkin' does that, but I know Starbucks does it. I've done that in the past. But yeah, snail mail, handwrite the address, QR code, make it super simple, having multiple different tiers on there. And just do this a lot. It might cost a little bit more, but it's so worth it over here. And now, does that kind of make sense before I move on to the last thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking like that would be a great strategy also for real estate agent referrals.
Mm-hmm. We've done this for real estate. We've done this for credit repair. Overall, just past clients that you might have had, send that out to past clients. It will bring you a lot of testimonies, success stories. Really sell your business a whole lot. The more success stories that you have overall means the more authenticity, the more trust people have when they're coming and seeing your brand.
Yes, oh, sorry. Good morning. Yes, now that you mentioned as a real estate agent, I see this as a great opportunity for us to grow our CRM database and also the relationship with our clients. That is a tool that has been helping me during the last few weeks, and it's interesting that you work with credit repairs and you are mentioning about the real estate agents because it's a close relationship as a partnership. Real estate agents and credit repair experts are the one who bring the customer to the table to buy a house.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Another thing too, Annie, because this will actually help you, is what I would also do is something. It kind of leads up to the next one over here. Is I'm gonna give you two because now that Annie's in here, I'm gonna give you another one as well after this. I think Annie's gonna help you a whole lot. But first, before I get into that one, we need to talk about voicemails because voicemails are actually underused. I believe voicemails are very, very, very underused. You know, voicemail drops. So what you can actually do with your CRM, pretty sure both of you guys have it, the Go High Level CRM, is that what you're able to do is you're able to send a voicemail drop, okay? And what this is it's a ringless voicemail drop. It does not ring, okay? It just sends it straight to the voicemail, a pre-recorded message straight to the voicemail. And what I've done in the past is, and I'm going to use credit repair because that's what I kind of specialize in from a marketing agency, is that what we do is I get a list of maybe 500, maybe 1,000 different mortgage brokers. And what we do is we send them a series of voicemails and emails, of course. And we send voicemails saying, hey, I just recently passed by your mortgage, your mortgage office, your mortgage broker office. I specialize in helping people get approved for a mortgage within 30 to 90 days. Let's give me a call back or check out my email. Let's hop on a call and see how we can both help each other out. So what you're doing there is you're doing a mass voicemail drop to 500,000. You know, you can do thousands at a time, okay? And you can say, hey, I want to start a business relationship with you. I specialize in helping do X, Y, Z, which is going to, in return, going to make you more money, you know, get your client a mortgage, and overall make me money as well, too. So we're all benefiting off of that. So if you're able to send this voicemail drop to 500,000, 2,000, 10,000 people, I can almost guarantee you're going to get a couple of people that are also hustlers like you that want to make money themselves and get more people into more houses. You know, so that can kind of be used. I mean, different ways. Obviously, there's plenty of different ways to use that. But that's a really cool one that I like. And also, what you can also do with that is, on the voicemail, be like, hey, check out the email I just sent you. And then anybody that clicks on that email is at least somewhat interested, you know, even if they don't schedule a call directly on the email, but what I would do is I set up a quick automation that says, hey, anybody that clicks on this email is at least somewhat interested. I'm going to add them to another pipeline stage, and everybody that clicks on the email, I'm actually going to call those people up personally, because at least those people are somewhat interested. They clicked on the email, but for some reason they didn't continue to schedule a call, or they didn't email me back, or they didn't whatever, check out my website, but they clicked on the email, which is showing that they're interested in hustling and getting some more people. So I'm gonna call every single one that clicked on the email at the very minimum. Okay. And now my final one, this is not really too unorthodox, but because Annie's here, I definitely want to share this one with her, is a simple just lead gen. You know, lead gen offering shit for free. Freebie. Okay. And now there's a couple of freebies you can offer on here. First thing, you can create a simple little page, in which case we'll show you hey, what's my approval rate, or how much house could I buy? How much house can I buy? Okay, in which case you can just have a simple little slider or a pre-built, you know, custom field, in which case they put their monthly cash flow, their credit score, and how much money they want to put down, and it'll show them how much of a house that they can buy. Can they buy up to a 300,000, 500,000, $1 million house? And it'll show them, you know. Another thing could be like showing off a brochure of the top houses in your area based upon income. So showing off properties. Brochure, I don't know, so EUR, whatever, you know what I'm talking about showing off the properties in the local area based upon, you know, kind of classification. You know, maybe this one over here is a single family house over here, and they have a bunch of single family houses ranging from 300,000 all the way to $1 million. Over here might be a couple of duplexes for people that are looking to invest in Saturn, triplexes. So you can kind of segment them based upon what your audience really kind of wants over here. But by offering brochures and showing off properties that you have available, it's an excellent way of just bringing in leads. And the way I would structure it is I would have a simple little funnel over here. You know, I would have What I would do is I would have like a little, and I would make this as simple as possible. It doesn't have to be too complicated. In which case, it can just be a simple little page over here where just ask them, hey, what's your name, email, phone number? In exchange for that, you're gonna take them over to this freebie over here. Or what you could also do, which is also a fantastic one over here, is instead take them over to a Facebook group, take them over to some sort of community. You know, you could have the freebie be like, hey, here's 101 different ways to fix my credit. You know, here's 101 different ways to get rid of student loans. Hey, here's a free ebook on how you can get rid of the student loans yourself. Hey, here's a free something that shows you how you can pay down your student loans. Here's a free algorithm that shows you how much you should be spending every single month on student loans to pay it down, and also budget in for rent and food and some. I think that would be fantastic. Actually, is if you create a little Excel sheet, you hire someone to fire, pay them $5-10, and be like, hey, here's a nice budget list, or even a Notion site on, hey, put in your monthly cash flow here, put in your rent over here, put in your other expenses over here, and here's how much you should be spending on student loans based upon how much you have, in budget. And this is how much you should be spending on student loans. And here, as a matter of fact, what we can even do is I can show you different ways on how you can bring that monthly cost down as well too. All you gotta do is just join my community. But I'm gonna give you the budget list over here and what you should be spending. And like here, let's say they're spending $1,000 a month. This is what you should be spending. You should be spending $500 a month. If you put in all those custom fields over here based upon how much they're making, their credit, whatever it is, and they're spending $1,000 a month, you're clearly going to show them, hey, you shouldn't be spending $1,000 a month based upon your budget. That leaves you with nothing for food. That leaves you with nothing for whatever. And clearly showing them on there, what you should be spending is you should be spending $500 a month, $500 a month on student loans. That's what you should be spending. Well, guess what? You can either schedule a call with me right now, and I'll show you exactly how to bring that $1,000 a month down to $500 a month, or join my Facebook community because we have a lot of freebies on there that'll show exactly how to do it yourself. You know, what I'm trying to say is you have different ways, because not everybody wants to hop on a call immediately. Not everybody trusts you enough. So, but instead of giving them a couple of freebies, putting them in your community, all that free stuff that you give them, free value, is ultimately gonna kind of bring them down the funnel. You know, this funnel over here is a bunch of people on the top, they don't really trust you enough, and it just kind of tethers down, kind of funnels down, and the very bottom is where they actually trust you. They want to buy your shit, and the very bottom is when they actually buy over you or schedule a consultation with you. So all you're kind of doing, that's why it's called a funnel, is on these freebies, on these communities over here, you provide as much value as possible until the point where they buy or they refer somebody else to buy. Kind of makes sense there? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We love that. Annie, I know you kind of hopped in here late. Before I hop off, do you have any questions or advice you might need help with before I hop off? And if not, that's
no, at this point. No, at this point.
I wanted to thank you for making this webinar, this Zoom meeting. I really enjoyed listening to it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And I'm super glad you guys all showed up. And I'm really hoping that you guys took some notes and you're going to absolutely kill it. My job is to make you all as successful as possible. And that's what I'm trying to do here.
You know what we're here for, Blade.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
So
thank you, Blake, and thank you to all the participants. It's like a great community and a great opportunity to learn from each other. I was really interested in listening the participants, and I'm pretty sure that will be a good outcome at the end of the season. Yes, we want to do better, and I love this community. Thank you, Blake.
Beautiful. I'm so glad I love that. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I have this all recorded as well too. So it'll be up probably like tonight or tomorrow. I'll try to get up to you guys as soon as possible.
Here, babies, come on.
And I want to thank you guys all for watching. Any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, comment down below. Comment in the Facebook group. You guys know how to reach out to me. I want you all to win, So I'm going to do everything I can to make you guys win. I'll talk to you guys later.
Appreciate it, bro. Have a good day.
Have a great one.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Adios.
Adios. See you.